So this is really random, but I'm a random person anyways. So I was just thinking, right? I've walked places, downtown Toronto, and then you always like there was one time I was actually like going to work and I was at a bus stop and like these people walked up to me and he gave me a card and fortune tellers. That's the topic. The topic is fortune tellers. So the person walked up to me and was like, "Oh, here, we could do a reading for you. This is what I see in your life. There's someone interfering with whatever in your life. They don't want to see you do great." And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, but it's fine. Like, you're going to get married, you're going to have 2 kids, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I'm not like big on like believing in fortune tellers because I feel like in life you got to make a living. And words are used to manipulate people. It's as simple as that. I've never tried to manipulate anyone. Like, I've always been like a very honest person. I'm a Sagittarius. Like, I didn't grow up in a state where I had to do horrible things to survive. I grew up in the Caribbean, Grenada, and it's like even if you don't have money, there's always food everywhere. You can get a breadfruit and roast it on outside fire. Like, we lived in a society that was kind of like a commune, so you can go to the store and if you don't have money, you can get the groceries and then pay later. So it's like people were happy. Like, we weren't rich, but we were happy. So it's like, but then you come, like my mom had me in Canada, and then I come here, and then I just see sort of how people act, and like the lies for no reason, the manipulation for no reason, and it's just like it's always that has been heavy for me, like in like my head, but like just the thought of it, like for the past couple years, I'd say, because I just can't understand it. But like now I do. Like when you talk to people and you get down to the nitty gritty of stuff, and then they just tell you about their childhood, kind of like maybe they grew up and their parents were so strict and rude and they just did so much horrible things to them. I even like met people who said that they wanted to commit suicide. That's how bad it was. Like I have friends who say, their parents did horrible things to them in terms of like punishment, putting stuff in their butt. And like, to me, it's just like, okay, my mom beat me, but to abuse children in a certain way. But these are, these parents are just doing what was done to them growing up. And a lot of people are like that. Nobody tries to kind of like get out of that ignorance, and you just do what instead of trying to like be better. And I could talk about it because observation, right? And I've learned like just like a lot from studying people, but I don't know, like I feel like people won't really pay attention to themselves. Sometimes when you just have to do certain things to survive, you just continue doing what it is you've always known how. But anyways, the fortune teller thing, I've been being really hard on myself. I remember I was dating a guy who said he had his ex is like from the Philippines, and she told him that she went to a fortune teller that said that he's gonna be rich and whatever else she said. That's the only part that he told me. And I feel like when you believe in these things, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, right? But believing in what people say rather than believing in what in yourself, and like, I mean, if you want to be rich, then sure. I remember talking to him, and then he's like he's never gonna have as much money as me or some shit like he said. And I've been like since then, like I've always wanted to have like so much money that I could just wake up and decide I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here. But things take time to happen. And I don't want to have it in my head where it's like, because he said that. What I'm trying to say is sometimes, like, when you go to these people, these fortune tellers, and then they put things in your head, you just live your life trying to fulfill these prophecies. Which, I mean, rather, it's better to live for something than just wasting your life away. But I feel like it's really taking your time and not trying to kill yourself to get that done. Because who doesn't want to be rich? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't want to just wake up and like go wherever? Who doesn't want to just like have their own house? I feel like people want different things, absolutely, but everything always revolves around money at the end of the day, because it's what we came up with as a collective. Is because we all believe in it. That's why we all as a people believe in money. That's why it even exists today. You know, like when I watch podcasts with people like Yuval Noah Harari, 1 minute, who wrote this beautiful book, which I haven't read yet. You see, and stuff is kind of like, okay, yeah, but the logic and like everything behind it is like, oh, you could be lucky and win the lottery, and just like that, like, you're rich. But other than that, you kind of really have to work for what it is that you want. And a lot of this comes down to believing in yourself and working with what you're good at. So I've just been, doing that, which is doing what I'm good at, using my God given talents to be great, for lack of better words. So, yeah, it's really just understanding that, it's not going to happen tomorrow. You really have to put the work in to get the things that you want. And work smart. Work smarter, not harder. But it's really like just the fortune teller thing that I really wanted to kind of like talk about, because sometimes you see people killing themselves trying to be what they're not, to impress I don't know who. Like I see that with like a lot of women, especially these days. Feminism, trying to kill themselves or working so hard, like sometimes just to prove themselves to a man, or and ending up being really sick, or just like overworking yourselves to take care of a man. And well, that will never be a thing for me. Like I feel like when it comes, that's why I believe in love and stuff, because if you love a person truly, you're not gonna watch them suffer for you, you know. But a lot of people are doing that. A lot of women sometimes suffer to take care of children of a man that never really loved them. As for me, I'm willing to wait. And, I'm a good person, I'm a loving person, and people love me. When I say that I'm picky, well, I try to take my time to get to know people, because the truth comes out eventually, and you have to give it time. So you have to give things time to know how people really feel about you, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't rush into shit. I don't rush into nothing. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to just talk about. Like, don't kill yourself trying to fulfill other people's prophecies about you or to please anyone. Just like take care of yourself, love yourself, value yourself, know yourself, stay active, stay moisturized, stay beautiful. I don't know why, but yeah.